Hello, dear Facebook family and Chabad Naples family. Welcome to the Sukkah at the world-famous Chabad of Naples. First, I want to take this opportunity to thank Seth Mizrahi and Eric Bernstein for donating and building this Sukkah. I also want to thank the preschoolers from Preschool of the Arts for beautifully decorating the Sukkah here at the Chabad Naples. And to begin, let us all say L'chaim together. Baruch Ato Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam b'orei pri hagafen. L'chaim. Sukkot is one of the most beautiful and joyous of all festivals. It says Sukkot is Zman Simchaseinu. It's the season of our rejoicing. We leave the comforts of our home and we spend over a week outside in a flimsy hut-like structure. We schmooze, we eat, we study, we celebrate, we invite guests, friends, and family and community into the sukkah. It's exposed to winds and rain, it's open to the sky, and there's only a covering of branches as its roof. We come outside to celebrate nature, to celebrate the majesty of God's creation, this beautiful world. And the more we can appreciate the dazzling wonders of this world, the more we can recognize and be happy for the blessings in our lives. You know, over the last 18 months, we've been so overwhelmed with despair, fear, hopelessness, helplessness, that we sometimes are blind to the blessings that lay around us. You know, we're so caught up in the stress of what we don't have. You know, a fancier car, a perfect mate, a better job, that we miss the blessings that we do have. You know, in 1911, the Louvre Museum fell victim to one of the great art heists in history when the Mona Lisa was stolen. It remained stolen, it remained missing for 2 years. And in that time, more people came to look at the blank space than people had gone to see and look at the masterpiece in the previous 12 years. And what that tells us is the follows, is that all too often we fail to appreciate the incredible moments in our lives while we have them, and when they're taken away from us, we become painfully aware of what we're missing. And this is what Sukkot is all about. I can't see if anybody's with me or not. It says live, but I don't see anybody on the bottom. But anyway, Sukkot is a celebration of the things that don't last. This sukkah is going to be dismantled in a week. The fruits, the ripe fruits, if they're not picked and eaten right away, they're going to spoil. The friends and family may not be with us as long as we would wish. And Sukkot reminds us that we must get drunk on life itself. We can't chase the extraordinary moments to find happiness. It's right in front of you if you're able to pay attention and to practice exercise. Sukkot reminds us that happiness is not like Hemingway that said, happiness is nothing more than good health and a bad memory. Sukkot reminds us a deeper message, and that is every single moment is a cause for extraordinary celebration. When you come home from work and you see your wife anew, it's like the wedding day. You see your children, it's just like they were born. Mazel tov. Nothing is ever taken for granted. Every single moment is precious. And lastly, what the Sukkah reminds us is that with no protection other than divine presence, other than our faith in God, we still are able to celebrate amidst uncertainty and amidst distress. You know, our ancestors lived through very tough times, but nevertheless, their enthusiasm was never diminished. Their sense of humor was always intact. Their commitment to Torah was strong because true faith is to sense and aware that the world is insecure and vulnerable and fragile. Yet, we realize that God is with us. And when God is a living presence in our life, we access a source that's greater than ourselves. And that faith is the antidote to fear. In this sukkah, when you come in just for a few moments, you feel God's loving embrace. And so I want to conclude and say one more l'chaim together with you. I hope you have a glass by now and say l'chaim. L'chaim, dear friends. Life comes with pain, with challenge, with struggle. But we have the choice how we're going to live our lives and what to focus on. We can either wake up in the morning and say, it's a meshugane Welt. It's a crazy world. It's a difficult world. It's a dark world. So let me go back to sleep. Let me go on my phone for a half a day. Or let me drink and numb my pain. And people do that. But Sukkot reminds us of something much more courageous that we can do, and that is to wake up in the morning and say, yes, it's maybe a difficult world, a painful world, a dark world, but I'm going to do whatever I can to bring more smiles, more happiness, more meaning, more love, more joy, more godliness into this world. And that's what Sukkot is all about. And I'll conclude with a story. I know I went over time here. L'chaim, l'chaim. There's this young boy whose father was a militant atheist. One night when the boy was sleeping, the father put a note over his bed and it said, God is nowhere. The boy wakes up in the morning, he looks at the note and he starts dancing in front of his father. His father says, why are you so happy? I put up the note. It says, God is nowhere. He says, Tati, what I saw it says, God is now here. As you come into the sukkah and you realize that Hashem is embracing each and every one of us. Hashem's loving arms is surrounding each one of us and saying, I love you, my dear child. You're an indispensable part of creation. I need you, I love you. That's what Sukkot is all about. So let's make sure to go out there, be courageous, and say, yes, it may be difficult, but my commitment is to make sure to bring more happiness, beauty, and love to the world. A good Yom Tov, Chag Sameach. We hope to see you on Sukkot. You can stop by any time to shake the lulav and esrog. Chag Sameach on behalf of Rebbetzin Eti, Mendel, Yitzi, Chaya, and Hinda. A freilichen Sukkot. Chag Sameach. We love you.